We just survived an earthquake. So, obviously, that was me being stupid. But, like 4 or 5 days ago, I don't know when it was, there was an earthquake here. And there were different readings on the earthquake. I think it ended up being a
4.74, I think, is what the last one I saw.
4.7?
Yeah.
And then, but one report said a 5.4, but there's all these things. So I was standing right here, and I'm down here, and I'm doing things with the soil, and I hear this rumbling, and it sounds like, and it's getting louder, and I thought it was maybe a mine. There's mines around here, and I thought they were blasting, because we hear blasts from the mine, and I thought, well, that's an odd sound. And so I stood up to listen closer because I like that kind of stuff. And I'm listening, and all of a sudden it gets louder and louder, and then there was like an impact, like a boom. I lived in Southern California for a while, years ago, and I lived right by Camp Pendleton. And they would practice dropping their 500-pound bombs there, just routine training. And I was in Fallbrook. That's where I lived, was Fallbrook. And they would drop those things, and it was this huge impact, just like a boom. It felt like something had hit the house, like a semi-truck had hit the house. That's how it felt. It was like boom. Anyway, the whole earth went whom. I saw it. Everything went whom. It's like I felt like I was on a canoe, and I went, and I was falling. And as I fell, this foot came up to catch me, and all of a sudden, the earth went back, and so I fell, except I didn't come over here. I came right back down in my track. It was the weirdest thing. But I felt like I was on a canoe, and I was like, and it was boom, and this whole greenhouse, all the bows were doing that. They were all going, whoa, and I'm looking around, and I looked at my rock wall, and I was like, man, it's going to break my rock wall. Nothing happened. We had absolutely no damage. But the lights
rock
over
steady.
there, the lights that are my string lights over my patio area, they were swinging like 4 feet back and forth, swing, and then they were slowing down, and I thought, man, I gotta go see if my son heard that. I did not think earthquake, because I have a mental idea, because I lived through the bomb training.
So you thought bomb before you thought earthquake?
Absolutely! I thought it was World War III! I thought the end of the world was here. I mean, it's a weird world. I thought, man, they nuked Vegas, and we got
the situation in Afghanistan went postal, and it's all over.
It's bad, man. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, what happened? I'm prepared for the apocalypse. Look at me. But anyway, I ran over to the door, and my son Enoch came running out, and he goes, Dad, there was an earthquake. That was the first mental thought. Oh. Maybe it was just an earthquake. That'd be cool.
That's way better than a bomb.
That's
just saying.
better than World War III. And so I ran to the house. The internet still worked. Electricity worked. Business as usual when you look things up. I'm thinking, okay, so it must have been an earthquake. But anyway, we got online. Nothing. So about an hour later, finally a first report came out.
The first report said 5.4.
Yeah.
And then I guess there were, from what we understand, after visiting with several people, there was actually a cluster of several earthquakes in the area.
Yeah, I don't know what the truth is. You never know the truth.
There was more damage away from us because the epicenter was here, right here under the valley.
So they said the epicenter was 16 miles south of Wells, Nevada. That's where I am, is 16 miles south. And then another report said the epicenter was somewhere else. But another report said that the earthquake happened 6 miles down into the ground. So there's confusing reports. And
we haven't gone back to determine what.
But we never went back and looked up what they actually did figure out. Because that was in the first few hours. And we haven't went back to look. And we don't care. And that's not
because it's still here and we're fine.
But anyway, yeah, it's awesome.
But it was a fun earthquake.
I mean, we have pepper. Look at this right here.
Peppers didn't mind the earthquake. That is a nice pepper.
That's part of lunch right there. So we've got peppers, cucumbers, beets, tomatillos, tomatoes,
basil,
carrots. Look at all these carrots. Holy man.
Strawberries. He had strawberries yesterday.
Oh yeah, we've got strawberries.
Chard.
We have all kinds of food in here. It's so exciting, so wonderful to bring you this update on the 6th day of September 2021. And this is an anniversary day. This is 8 months since our very first harvest out of this Walipini. And we have harvested weekly and eaten weekly out of here.
And harvest to date, how many pounds since your first harvest? Because you've done a lot. I mean, we've harvested a lot of food.
Because we just did a video for Patreon, and we said how many pounds. But I don't know it without looking it up. Year to date, 1,094 pounds.
That's a lot of food.
Out of here this year.
That was a lot of food.
So if you're hungry, you can show up here at 8 o'clock Friday mornings, and I'll be here to harvest your food.